I want to welcome everyone to today's meeting. We'd like to ask everyone to take a moment and bow for a moment of silent meditation. Amen. Thank you. All right, before we move into the business at hand, just wanted to take a moment to recognize the gentleman sitting in the middle seat on the hot seat today, Dr. Jim Spearman. For some reason, he thought it was appropriate to retire, and is getting ready to leave us. So I said, well, that's the way to go out with a bang, Spear. Dr. Spearman has been serving this commission for over 28 years, and we do appreciate. We're going to properly roast him at a time when it's good to properly roast, but we did want to say in public today, thank you for your service, Dr. Spearman, and we appreciate everything you've done for this commission.
Thank you.
All right, with that, I'll turn it over to you for.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, our first order of business will be to set the next commission meeting. If we're back on our regular schedule, it will be next Wednesday, December 19th at 2 in the afternoon.
We're going to be meeting at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Next Wednesday.
Not that you care.
Yeah.
Yes, I will not be leading that meeting this year. Okay.
Let a guy retire and he already starts trying to change things around. Yeah, we'll be doing at 11 a.m. next Wednesday.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, our items on the utility agenda for today, docket number 2017-207E, 2017-305E, and 2017-370E. Of course, these are the VC summer nuclear dockets, ready for final disposition.
Thank you. So we've done a lot of work on this lately, and before we move into the actual having someone that wants to make a motion, I know we've had a lot of study going on, and I want to make sure that all of the commissioners have had a chance to talk about anything else they need to talk about. I've asked staff to put together a slide. It's very brief and very bare bone, just with some of the areas of interest in case we had any other issues, and we're not limited to these. If any of the commissioners wanted to say something about any of these. So I'll open it up to the commissioners first before we move further. Commissioner Hamilton.
Mr. Chairman, this has been a long process. It's been very interesting. We've spent a lot of time, but the thing that I would like to do at this particular time is thank our staff. I don't know of anybody that has worked harder to support us than the PSC staff. From one end to the other, each one of them have anything we've asked for. We've had thousands of pages of transcript to go over, and they have helped us organize. They've helped to get it. Even they helped me get mine into the meeting room. So I'd like to thank you and let you know that we do appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, anything else that needs to be said before we move ahead? Commissioner Urban.
Mr. Chairman, I want to thank all the members of the public that appeared at our 3 public hearings that were held in Columbia, Aiken, and Charleston. They certainly were helpful in focusing the commission on the plight of the ratepayers in terms of how this has affected and continue to affect them going forward. And so while I know many of them are not here, I hope that they're watching online. Perhaps they'll find out how much we appreciated their appearances and I'd also like to thank the parties that have participated. We had a number of intervenors, and they contributed quite a bit to the hearing as well, and as well as the parties. So appreciate all the efforts that you've made.
Thank you. Anything else, commissioners? I'm glad we are live streaming this so everybody can see it worldwide. You know, it's hard not to say hi, Mom and Dad. I know they're watching. So,
Mr. Chairman, before you move on,
yes, sir, Commissioner Williams.
I just wanted to say that I appreciate the thorough nature of this process. I know that we have a big decision to make, but one thing that can definitely be said is that every issue that anyone had with the new nuclear development and how it turned out had opportunity to say their piece. This commission did not leave any stone unturned, and even the public received the opportunity to make commentary at those public night hearings that Commissioner Irvin referenced. It's a difficult decision that we have to make, but it's one where we've definitely drilled down to identify what the issues are before us and how we need to move forward. And I appreciate the thorough nature that the parties presented their cases with, and the thorough nature that our staff and the commissioners reviewed the issues and researched the issues, and the commentary made by everyone who had interest in this matter. And so I just want to put on the record that this has not been a fly-by-night decision. There have been very, very interested parties who have labored tirelessly to make sure that all the issues are on the table. We're going to be hard-pressed to say at any time in the future that there was information that we did not know. We have all the information we need to make a decision, and we couldn't have had that information without the parties presenting their case in such a thorough manner. So I just want to share my appreciation for that.
Thank you. Any others? Commissioner Elam.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I will have a motion in a moment, but I wanted to echo the thanks to the parties as well. This is the longest, most paper-laden proceeding that I have ever seen at this commission. Perhaps Mr. Gile can tell us about how it was, what it was like in the 70s doing a nuclear case, and when we didn't have scanning and online documents. It's been a difficult case, I know, for all the parties to represent their clients in, something that is as public as this is and as big as this is, and it's not always easy to navigate your legal issues in an environment like this. I want to thank the ORS by name. I think they have driven a lot of the issues in this proceeding, and they deserve everyone's thanks for that. And it is also good that parties have, while there has been no real settlement of everything, they have made the set of issues more narrow for us, and we do appreciate that. And unless anyone else has something, I would like to make a motion.
Sir. Proceed.
Mr. Chairman, this motion is the culmination of a long process for these dockets. We have listened carefully and extensively to a great number of stakeholders in the SCNG nuclear cases, and I believe that it is now time to provide certainty and finality with regard to many issues in these cases. First, I move we find that abandonment of the nuclear construction by SCNG was prudent in this case due to the bankruptcy of the general contractor Westinghouse and the subsequent withdrawal from the project by SCNG's partner, Santee Cooper, on July 31st, 2017. The remaining issues revolve around issues of whether portions of the cost of the project were prudent. As a result of the parties' efforts, no party argues for reimbursement of capital investment after March 12, 2015, which a move we hold is a reasonable cutoff date for this investment. With this ruling, we would remove from consideration the effect on rates of the withholding of information from ORS and this commission related to the SCNG internal estimate at completion calculations and the Bechtel report. We have heard conflicting testimony on the reasons for the withholding of that information, but even SCNG recognizes the resulting loss of trust from its lack of transparency. The company has agreed to use the ORS date of March 12, 2015 as the end date for reimbursement of capital investment, further recognition of the harm that comes from a lack of transparency. Although we have serious concerns about these matters, we are economic regulators who are responsible for setting rates. Second, to address a concept advocated by several parties to this case, I do not believe we can lawfully implement securitization in this case. Among other things, the South Carolina General Assembly has not acted a securitization law, which would be necessary for implementation of such a proposal. Accordingly, securitization is not ripe for consideration for this commission at this time. The commission is part of the executive branch of the South Carolina government and cannot legislate. Rather, this commission follows the law as enacted by the General Assembly. This commission will continue to follow the law in this case. Next, with regard to the proposed merger of SCANA and Dominion Energy, I move that we approve the merger with conditions to be outlined shortly and adopt Plan B levelized, including a 9.9% rate of return on equity, with rates to be established accordingly. In May of this year, an average SCNG monthly residential bill totaled $147.70.
You need to sit down, please. No, we're not. Please sit down, or you're going to have to leave. Please sit down and be quiet. Please sit down, or either we're going to ask you to leave. We're going to ask you, we're going to have to ask these folks to leave, and if our security would take them on out, please. Okay. We're going to take a short recess, and we'd like to have these folks taken out of the room, please.